tell us what you think who is next.
Well, I'm just taking it one step at a time. I'll fight anybody, you know what I mean? I don't discriminate from anybody. I'm the best fighter in the world, and there's no man that can beat me.
Does this mean that Holyfield is or is not your next opponent?
Well, he's in my future, but I don't think he's in my immediate future. But come on, Holyfield, don't matter. That's kids play.
Oh.
November 9th, 1996, WBA Super Heavyweight Champion, 30-year-old Mike Tyson, makes his first title defense against the 34-year-old former world champion, Evander Holyfield. Initially, this fight was supposed to take place 6 years earlier in June of 1990. But 4 months prior to that date, Tyson unexpectedly lost by knockout to James Buster Douglas.
Heard about this. First loss.
Then a new date was set for November 8, 1991. But first, Tyson broke a rib, due to which the battle was postponed, and then he was accused of rape, and in February 1992 was sentenced to prison. Tyson was released in 1995, and in March 1996 had won the WBC belt.
Imagine Mike Tyson going to prison. They must have been shook. Those prisoners in there. You got the world super heavyweight champion who's a raw motherfucker from the streets.
Yeah, he don't
young and hungry, crazy motherfucker.
I would not want to mess with him. I would want to be his friend. That way I'm safe when I'm in prison.
You gotta try being his good books.
I'm assuming when you're in prison, you want to make friends with the cool people.
Yeah, but people in prison, they're like act tough and that, and then Tyson comes along.
He's a real deal.
Real deal, man.
Yeah.
However, he abandoned that belt, choosing to fight WBA champion Bruce Seldon instead of his mandatory WBC defense against Lennox Lewis. Tyson beat Seldon in just 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Fuck it up.
And 2 months later, he fought against Holyfield. When this fight was announced, Tyson was a favorite at 25-1. Although closer to the battle, the ratio decreased. Still, Iron Mike remained a solid favorite at 6-1. Holyfield lost 2 of his last 4 fights, and a year earlier in a 3-fight series against Riddick Bowe, lost for the first time in his career by knockout.
Oh, that sucks.
Holyfield was considered a boxer whose career was rapidly fading away, and the fight with Tyson was only supposed to accelerate this process. Tyson in 1996 was not the same Iron Mike as he was in the late 1980s, but still, Tyson's aura played a big role. Although many admitted that Iron Mike was a little rusty, they still believed that if anyone posed a threat to him, it certainly wasn't Holyfield. But despite all this, the excitement around the battle was colossal. The MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas was packed to capacity with 16,000 tickets sold, bringing in $14 million.
Back then as well.
At the time, the fight set a record for pay-per-view broadcast sales at 1.5 million, bringing an estimated $80 million.
Oh my God.
The boxers' fees were also huge. Holyfield received $12 million and Tyson $30 million.
Ooh.
In the first few minutes of the fight, the unexpected became apparent, and that was that Holyfield appeared physically stronger than Tyson. Being in a clinch, Holyfield knocked Tyson back without any problems. Moreover, Tyson's aura had no effect on Evander, and he did not hold back during his attacks, as it often happened with Iron Mike's rivals.
One good thing Holyfield had done here was not let Tyson's reputation affect him mentally. Because you know, some people, they lose the fight before the fight even starts because they're just shit scared that they're coming face to face with this monster. It seems like Holyfield like switched that off in his head and was like, I'm just gonna box, I'm gonna do my thing. Like,
yeah, another thing I've noticed in this fight is when we've watched his previous fights, Mike Tyson, people usually back off from him or they dance around with him, whereas Mike's like, come here, little boy, let me punch you up.
Like, he's chasing
But Holyfield is like, yeah, I'm ready for this.
He's meeting halfway.
Yeah.
He's not like backing up.
I'm not scared of you. I'm going to take you down.
Yeah, that's the kind of mindset you need to have going in because you'll lose otherwise.
But it was not just Tyson who was surprised. According to Holyfield, he did not expect Tyson to attack so often with a right cross.
Just not his fight. As we head for the bell.
Caught him.
In the second round, Tyson found himself in a very unusual situation.
On the ropes.
Unwillingly pressed with his back to the ropes, and under the attack of an opponent, he missed an incoming hard left hook.
Oh, good punch.
Holyfield also showing more hand speed.
Tail into my honeymoon in November 8th. This will be a real attrition battle.
Starting from round 3, Holyfield increasingly began to use his advantage in physical strength and began to literally force Tyson into clinches. But Evander also did not forget to work at striking his target. It was at these moments that Tyson had a chance to deliver accurate attacks. But even when he succeeded, his punching power did not shock Holyfield, which was another surprise, especially against the background of the fact that Holyfield lost a year prior by a heavy knockout to Riddick Bowe.
Holyfield's eating these punches. I don't know how, because Tyson hits hard, man. He's got heavy hands, so the fact that he's not getting wobbled or anything is... He's got a strong
He's
chin.
got Tyson against the ropes.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
Which is 1 in a million thing to do, like close to impossible.
Probably Tyson shocked himself, like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
I don't think he didn't expect that.
I never felt ropes in the back before.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
Good dodge.
Comes Tyson with a hard punch.
In the 5th round, Mike Tyson noticeably improves. He works in a variety of ways, demonstrating his best quality.
Good shot.
And for the first time since the beginning of the fight, we can confidently say that he won the round.
Since my fight, Tyson, say if it bears true.
Tyson. And Evander has the reach. He should use it.
Tyson starts the 6th round aggressively, but Holyfield quickly suppresses this aggression. A little later, in an exchange at close range, their heads collide, and Tyson receives a cut above his left eye.
Oh no. The blood.
After 4 rounds, they'll go to the can back. Cut, not looking good. The chance of Holyfield.
After that, the situation began to heat up, and it ended with the fact that Tyson, being in an unsuccessful position, was knocked down with a blow to the chest.
It is, yeah. To the chest. I think that's more getting him off balance rather than a knockdown. Like, it's not like he got dazed from that. He just kind of pushed him with that punch.
Yeah, but still, he still knocked him down regardless.
Yeah, which I rate, yeah.
Regardless if he lost his balance or what, he still managed to get him on the floor.
But it's not a proper knockdown. A proper knockdown is you've seen all the knockouts Tyson's done. That's like not a proper one, it's an off-balance thing. It counts, but...
At the end of the round, Holyfield tried to build on his success. The moment turned out to be one of the most spectacular in the whole fight.
I went all 12 rounds. Did it?
Starting from the 7th round, the boxer spent increasingly more time in clinches, initiated by Holyfield. But still, there are occasional bursts of activity.
Always go to the past. What tools to bring to a fight. And he's proving it again here. Look at this target.
In the final third of the fight, Tyson looked tired, unlike his opponent, and this has a serious impact on the overall picture. At this stage of the fight, it is clear that Holyfield's blows are harder than Tyson's. At the same time, Holyfield easily takes the hardest hits from Iron Mike with little problem.
A right hook followed by a left.
About 20 seconds before the end of the 10th round, Holyfield shakes Tyson with a right-hand strike. It seems like Mike has managed to avoid big problems.
Big punch.
But he misses another hard right from Holyfield.
That's a knockdown.
There are only 10 seconds left until the end of the round. And for Tyson, it was a very long 10 seconds.
Oh my God.
Mike held out until the bell. But the course of events suggested that Mike would not be able to reach the end of the next round.
Imagine how slow those 10 seconds must go when you're wobbling, you've got this heavy-fisted guy trying to break your face. Those 10 seconds must be like a nightmare, like, especially when you're like half unconscious.
Must feel like days.
Yeah, honestly, that 10 seconds probably felt like a good 20 hours at least. That's rough, man. It's rare to see Tyson on the back foot like this, though. Rare. Good punch.
champion's heart. It's a series of punches, some of which miss.
Just trying to stay up.
In the 11th round, Holyfield confidently and even easily brings the fight to its logical conclusion, inflicting Tyson's second defeat in his career, which, like the first, came early. Whether this victory is Holyfield's greatest feat is difficult to say, but it is certainly the most notable success in Evander's career. But
Tyson wasn't going down though. He was taking shots and he was dazed he was wobbly the whole way through in that last bit. He wasn't going down.
for Mike Tyson, the result of this fight marked the beginning of the end. In November 1986, he won his first championship title, and in November of 1996, he fought for the last time in his career as the reigning world champion.
He's the winner by way of technical knockout in a stunning upset. The new WBA heavyweight
Done well,
champion
Holyfield.
of the world, Evander, the real deal, Holyfield.
I went in there, I fought and gave my best. I was tired and just kept fighting. And I got caught in some exchange, and then he fought a hell of a fight. And I just commend you. Thank you very much. I have the greatest respect for you.
I thank Mike Tyson for giving me the opportunity to challenge him. I realized to be the heavyweight champion of the world, that I'm gonna have to fight the best man, and I always prepare myself to fight the best man. Every time Mike fought, I always watched him. When Mike went away, I kind of lost the desire. I lost something when Mike was gone.
June 28, 1997, a rematch between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. The public's interest in the second fight with Holyfield was greater than the first. The first fight brought in an income of about $100 million, while the total income for the second fight was estimated to be $180 million.
Wow, nearly
This was
double.
reflected in the royalties. Tyson was guaranteed $30 million, and Holyfield, as the winner of the first fight and therefore the reigning champion, received $35 million. These were the largest royalties in boxing history at the time.
It's mad because now Mayweather, he got that up to 100 mil. Mayweather don't fight for anything less than 100 mil. He said that. And Mayweather created that money. Like, don't get me wrong, boxing had money, but Mayweather took that money to a whole different level. And like, he created that whole income within boxing.
Oh gosh.
100 M's.
What did you do with all that money?
Yeah.
Before the second fight, Tyson again was the favorite, but only at 2-1. One of the reasons why Tyson, now a loser by knockout, was still considered the favorite was due to the PR campaign of Tyson's team against the referee Mitch Halpern. Halpern, who worked in the first fight, allowed Holyfield to clinch quite often, while ignoring his head-forward tactics, which caused problems for Tyson. Therefore, when Tyson's manager found out that the same referee was assigned to the second fight, they forced his replacement, stating that after the first fight, Tyson was convinced that Halpern was biased against him, which in turn would affect Tyson's morale.
It's true, because, you know, Holyfield kept clinching, like hugging him, and that's exhausting, especially when you got a heavyweight putting his weight on you. And like refs, they try to break it up, and if it starts becoming a thing where they're clinching too much, the ref will be like, look, clean a fight, like stop clinching, you go, like don't take.
Yeah, this is a fight.
Like,
yeah.
it's a fight, stop hugging kind of thing, and then he kind of makes it better. But that ref kind of just kept allowing it.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. Tyson's a shorter guy. Holyfield's putting his body weight on top of him. It's tiring, and that's probably why he got tired out so much. It's a strategy.
The Nevada State Athletic Commission met them halfway, and the legendary Mills Lane was appointed to the role of the referee.
Good shit. And in the first fight,
He
clash
got
of
a cut
heads,
on
and he
his
got a
head,
cut from
yeah.
it. When you got a cut, yeah, obviously it's sad, but the opponent boxer will focus that fucking cut.
Yeah.
So even though they've
They focus on the injury.
yeah, they'll focus because it's a thing. So they will try. Imagine a super heavyweight trying to punch that cut open consistently, because if Tyson starts bleeding too much, ref will stop the fight and he wins. So it's a strategy. But like, I think that head clash and shit's deliberate, man.
Point was that when Holyfield went on the attack,
And now he's gonna focus that
Mike,
eye all fight.
instead of responding, appealed to the referee at the risk of missing incoming strikes. This obsession with the referee played a negative role. Managers and coaches had convinced Mike that only the referee was to blame for the defeat in the first fight. But for some reason, no one paid attention or did not want to pay attention to the obvious gaps in his physical and psychological preparation.
Good dodge.
The third round began. Now following a pattern, Tyson starts off confidently again. And this round became one of Mike's best rounds against Holyfield, including their first fight.
Very good punch.
He is trying to get that right hand home.
Gives him an earful. Back comes Tyson on the belt. Tyson with a short left hook to the head of Holyfield.
Oh.
Hand by Mike Tyson to the...
But then came the event that made his confrontation so scandalous. Holyfield goes down, and when rising, hits Tyson in the face. And then Tyson bites Evander's right ear
off.
What happened here?
He got bit, I think.
Evander Holyfield, look out! He's pushed right here above us by Tyson.
He got bit in the ear. Well, and that hurts like hell, but he certainly had a big bite. And that's a dangerous bite.
It's because he kept getting his head clashed. Tyson got pissed.
Yeah, because he done it before in the first fight.
And he done it again.
And that's his strategy.
And he done it again, and so he just said, fuck this guy. I fucking had enough of this shit. He just bit his ear, man. Oh my God.
The referee deducted 2 points from Tyson, and Mike tried to convince him that the opponent's bloody ear was the result of a blow and not a bite. Lane replied that this excuse was nonsense.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
It may seem surprising, but the fight continued, and it was the most spectacular part of the whole confrontation. But unfortunately, it was short, because Tyson could no longer be stopped, and he bit Holyfield again, this time on the left ear, but with less damage to the ear.
Tyson's had enough.
When the first bite occurred, Lane consulted with the doctor on Holyfield's condition and if the fight could continue. The doctor said yes, and Evander said the same thing. But during the break, Lane found bite marks on his other ear, and he decided that the fight should definitely not continue.
Yeah, that's fucked,
and
man.
Disqualified Tyson. Here again, Lane's authority played a role, as representatives of Tyson's team would have immediately jumped on any other referee and began to argue. In this case, no one dared to do it,
it's kicking
but
off.
Mike was eager to continue the fight and tried to break through to Holyfield. Tyson did not achieve his goal, but one of the most famous photos in the history of boxing was born.
Look at the police, they're like, oh, look at this guy.
There's even a woman there as well.
This guy's like, I'm just doing my job, bro, please. I don't want that smoke. I'm just here for a
Don't bite
paycheck.
my ear, brother, please.
You know, he probably hanged it up on his house. Like, you know, but if I was an issue, I'll have that plastered on the wall.
Oh
mate.
my gosh.
In that moment,
Mad.
Immediately after the fight, Tyson stated that his biting came in reaction to headbutts from Holyfield.
That's what we said.
But 2 days later, Mike appeared on television to apologize. I just flipped my lid. I didn't know why I did that, Tyson said. An apology was not enough. Mike was fined $3 million and stripped of his license for 15 months.
Yeah.
In addition to the end of the Tyson-Holyfield confrontation, several eras ended at once that day. If anyone was in doubt, it was now obvious that the era of Mike Tyson had come to an end. It also spelled the end of the era of Don King as the most influential man in boxing, as this fight was his last with Tyson. After that, a long-term trial between Tyson and King began, and King's influence began to rapidly weaken. Mills' Lane career was ended too. This fight was the last mega fight of his career.
Damn.
After that, he worked on 16 more fights, but not one of them could even come close to the fight between Tyson and Holyfield.
Mills, why did you stop the fight? Because of the first bite on the ear or the second?
The second one. The first one was a foul. I took 2 points. The doctor said he could continue. So let it continue. And he beat him on the other ear. I told him, I said, one more time like that, that's it. You're gone. I told them both. Knocked the rough stuff up. And he bit him again. I said, that's it. You're gone.
As Holyfield leaves the ring, the condition of the ear, could he have continued? And did you disqualify him because of the foul or because he couldn't continue?
Oh, no. I disqualified Tyson for the second foul. I told him, do not do that again. You do, you're gone.
So he could have continued. The physical condition of Evander Holyfield was such a view that he could have continued had he not disqualified Tyson.
Well, I didn't ask the doctor. I never reached that point. I wasn't going to ask the doctor. That wasn't a question. That kind of foul, I mean, you got to take
the ref did the right thing
somewhere. That was it.
The ref didn't fall for peer pressure because he could have easily been, oh shit, the fans want it, this and that.
No, this is them in the future.
Yeah.
In 2002, Lane suffered a stroke, which left him speechless and paralyzed on the right side of his body. As of 2021, Mills Lane is 83 years old and lives in Reno, Nevada. In 2013, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Tyson and Holyfield became friends years later, leaving all their troubles in the past. And both boxers were inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
You know, during this interview, I was going to talk about this at the end. They asked Tyson, like, why did you do it looking back? And he was just like, I think, like, basically, I just accept, in my head, I just knew he's better than me. Like, you know, during the fight, I kind of just not gave up, but he just kind of said, this guy's better than me. I can't do anything. And it was kind of like a young selfish reaction to kind of get his way and kind of get on top of the fight. But like, that's when he apologized. And
basically, he couldn't accept that there was someone better than him. Yeah. And this is the second time they're fighting as well.
Yeah, and exactly. And there's no like excuses this time. It's second time fighting. But bear in mind, what I will say is this was after Tyson went prison, after it was a bit towards his downfall. Yeah. Not trying to take credit away for Holyfield, because fuck it, anyone that beats Tyson that's crazy result. But it could have been a different fight if they fought at a different time. But respect to fighting styles make fights, and you know, Holyfield's style was definitely great against Tyson.
I mean, Holyfield was eating those punches from Tyson.
And he didn't get dazed or nothing. Like he
didn't get knocked down.
Not even wobbled, anything. He took some clean ones.
Yeah, he did. He was strong against Tyson. I have to give that to him. He fought very well.
All credit to Holyfield.
Yeah, he deserves the title.